Hey, my name is Asario.
And I'm Aaron, and we're Community Relations Facilitators.
And we're going to talk about Everyone Matters at OSU.
Everyone Matters at OSU is a social media campaign. It's designed to foster inclusiveness and reduce intolerance around campus.
Sounds legit, right? Here's some ways to get involved. So first, you can upload a short video sharing a personal experience of the time you've judged or been misjudged. You can also invite your class or student organization to do the same.
Second, take the 24-hour challenge on November 14th. This is a pledge to not judge in thought or action all day, and invite your friends to do it with you. Fill out a pledge card to share how you will commit to non-judgment.
And here are some reasons why everyone matters at OSU. We all have the power to have an impact on others. Why not make that a positive one instead of a negative one? We all contribute different ideas and perspectives which can help build the future. We're all interconnected, all part of this community. Which means, if I judge you, it hurts you and me because we depend on each other. When something happens to one of us, it affects all of us, whether that be directly or indirectly.
Judgments help us categorize people as different, right? The thing about judgments is that they unfairly discredit and assume things about someone we don't actually know. Judgments are often based on quick snapshots of people's lives that don't really represent the whole. Judging doesn't only hurt the other person though. Judging others can hurt you by not allowing that person to have a positive effect in your life. Every time we judge someone, it builds up a brick wall between us and stops those relationships before they even start. It robs both people of the connection and friendship that could have formed.
So when I think of non-judgment, I think of times that I've judged others, or even times that I have been judged. For instance, something that comes to mind is being asked, "Where are you from?" I don't mind the question at first, because I understand that here at OSU, people come from all walks of life, whether that be from outside the state or even outside the country. But what does bother me is when answering the question by saying, "Oh, I'm from Hermiston, Oregon," or "I'm from Eastern Oregon," I usually get asked the follow-up question, somewhere along the lines of, "Oh, no. What I mean is, where are you really from?" Or, "Oh, no. What I meant to ask was, where were you born?" When people ask me a question, I know they don't mean harm by it. Whether they mean harm or not, it doesn't change the effect it has on me. The question makes me feel like I'm not from here. It makes me feel upset. I was born and raised here in the United States. I know where most people are trying to go with the question. They're trying to find out my ethnicity. I don't mind telling people I'm Latino. It's just in the form that I'm asked that can be hurtful. And what hurts is a judgment of not being from here.
So let's keep it real. I saw an older guy sitting a few rows back from me. Now, it was sometime in week 2, so I hadn't really got to know everyone in the class yet, but the first thought that came to mind, he obviously was too old to be a student, so what's he doing in my class? Not only did my judgment assume something about his life, but it made me feel uncomfortable. Based on the judgment that I made, there was no way he could have been a student. For the rest of class, the only thing I could think about was why he was there. Is he a faculty member? Was he a friend of the professor? I even wondered if he was one of the students' parents. But based on my judgment, there was no way that he could have been a student. There wasn't really any good reason in the first place to assume that he wasn't a student. He does all the assignments, and he took the midterm with me, so it's pretty obvious at this point that he's a student. It's human nature to label others, to put people into these categories. But what we need to work on is getting to know each other, regardless of those initial judgments.
In other words, what counts is how we act on those presumptions. Here are some things you can do.
Stay curious. Don't just question others' judgments and how they treat people, but question your own thoughts as well. Make sure you aren't tripping first before you ask if someone else is.
Take the time. When you judge someone, it changes how you behave around them. You take that judgment and project it onto them. So when you realize you have judged someone else, take time to look at how you are treating them differently.
Branch out. Try making new friendships with people you might not normally hang out with. Hanging out with new people, you might learn something new about them, and you'll definitely learn something new about yourself.
These are all reasons why we're going to pledge not to judge for 24 hours.
And we hope that you'll do the same. And during your day of non-judgment, just think what our world would be like if this happened 365.